Hi, I'm Johnny, and this is my son Jesse. Say hello.
Hi.
You need to be a little more proactive about this, you know. You're wanting to become a wrestler, Jesse. You're gonna have to sit in front of cameras all day long if you wind up doing that. You can't just be like, Anywho, we're going to do a couple of, I guess they call them unboxings. One's not really a box. I have the Thunderbolts Fast Forces from Deadpool that I'm going to be opening. We're going to be opening the brick of Deadpool, and we're going to open and look over the Sentinel scenario pack. I think the first thing we're going to go over is the Thunderbolts. I'm going to set the other stuff to the side. I haven't cut any of this stuff open yet before turning this on. Set that to the side. If you want to open that and pull the stuff out of there. Uh-oh. Red Hulk fell off. That's what super glue is for. Having technical difficulties, Jesse. He's one of the switch clicks, but that part was not supposed to pop off like that. So Red Hulk we're going to wind up super gluing. Okay, throw that under there. Basic rules, don't need that. Alright. You get those 3 figures. And yeah. Alright, first off, it's the Deadpool set. Deadpool for the Thunderbolts. He's 100 points. He comes with one of his own word bubbles. It's quick shield me with your bodies. It says modify this character's defense value by +1 when adjacent to a friendly character that is 50 points or more. Only problem I have with these Deadpool figures from this set is where the word bubble will go on him. It goes right behind him, but it also goes right over top of the stats, where you won't be able to see the stats. So we've been playing it where we put it off like right next to the card or onto the card for the figure. He has 2 traits. If he's further from your starting area than all other friendly characters, he can use sidestep and stealth. And the second trait is you want my autograph. Deadpool is a wild card, but can only copy opposing team abilities as if they were friendly. And then all the rest of his powers are just standard powers. There's no special powers for him. Elektra, she has improved movement, ignores hindering terrain. And most of her powers are standard, except for she has a damage special, which is World's Greatest Assassin. Elektra can use Close Combat Expert and Stealth. When she uses Close Combat Expert, she may instead modify her attack or damage value by +2 and modify the other combat value by +1. Then we have Punisher. Has improved targeting. Ignores hindering characters and can shoot adjacent characters. He has the rest of his powers are all standard powers as well.
I have Red Hulk. His trait is Black Ops off the books. Red Hulk can use leadership. Red Hulk and friendly adjacent characters that have the Thunderbolts keyword can use stealth. All the rest of his powers that he has are standard powers. The next character is Mercy. She has all standard powers and no traits, no special abilities. Next is Venom. He has improved movement. He can move through characters and hindering. He also has a trait called Yes Sir. When a friendly character with a higher point value is adjacent to him, Venom can use Sidestep. He also has the rest of his powers are standard powers except for one, his damage special. He can use range combat expert and shape change, and that's his powers.
Okay. I'm going to take a quick peek at the map then. Set these back there. The first side of the map, with opening it up, it's an indoor map called the Mall. Has a lot of walls, a lot of hindering terrain, and actually has a little fountain for some water terrain for any characters that may have any effects for water. But and it's actually partially outdoor as well. Like over on the one side, there's a yellow border showing the indoor, and this is the courtyard for the mall. On the other side, we have it's Thunderbolts submarine indoor, and part of it is actually underwater. Special terrain, like on either side of the submarine. It has special rules. Orange squares are underwater squares. They are blocking terrain and can't be destroyed. Walls bordering underwater squares are hull. When a character misses with a ranged combat attack that would deal damage, extend the line of fire from the attacker to each missed target until it would be blocked by a wall. If that wall is a hull, the wall is destroyed. Whenever a hull is destroyed for any reason, place a water terrain marker instead of a debris marker in the adjacent square that is not underwater terrain. At the beginning of each player's turn, that player rolls a d6, subtracts 2, minimum 0, and then places that many water terrain markers in squares adjacent to other water terrain markers placed as a result of a broken wall. The inside of the submarine, yet again, it's got a lot of walls, a lot of hindering, one main hallway. It's kind of a choke point, and on one end has 2 little pools of water to begin with. But I see this map can easily get flooded out when you hit one of the hulls when making ranged attacks. You can easily wind up breaking through a lot of the wall in each turn, creating this nothing but water. Overall, the maps, in my opinion, that effect right there is interesting. We don't have many maps that wind up changing the terrain a lot. The mall side map actually has a little bit more open space in the middle, where the submarine has its special effects. Let's throw that back there. I think we're going to do the scenario pack next. We'll open this up. These things have already, the Sentinels have already been previewed, but it's always cool to look at the stuff when you get it. Open that up. One of the big things, the Sentinel, that I enjoy about this Sentinel is he has many parts to him. You can swap his parts out and customize them the way you like. You can have him being battle damaged, partially battle damaged, put all his damaged parts onto him to swap out pieces. He has 2 different sets of arms. He's got 3 different heads. He's got 2 torsos. The one cool thing about these Sentinels is these are switch clicks. They pop on and off. There's 2 different dials that they play with. One is an attack dial and one is a defense dial. They have the same little pegs like the other switch clicks do, and surprisingly, compared to the previous Colossals, they have Oreo dials, unlike the other ones where they were the old school style. They're a little bit easier to turn, although mine seems to be, the sticker seems to be a little bit off, at least for the defense dial. We'll pop him back on there. He has all these parts. He has 2 different cards for his dials. The one for his defense and then the one for his attack mode. And they each have different powers. I'm going to go over the attack mode and I'll have my son go over the one for the defense mode. For the attack mode, he has 2 different traits. Programmed to hunt. Alpha Class Sentinel, attack mode, can't be healed. At the beginning of your turn, roll a d6 and turn Alpha Class Sentinel attack program dial. To the blue click number matching the result. Alpha Class Sentinel attack mode can use the powers indicated when a standard power on that dial has a black border. Instead, Alpha Class Sentinel attack mode modifies its attack value by +1 when targeting a character that can use that power. His second trait is Entry Recovery Mode. Give Alpha Class Sentinel attack mode a free action when it has 2 action tokens. Replace Alpha Class Sentinel attack mode with Alpha Class Sentinel defense mode on the same click number and as if it began on the same starting line. When you do, roll a d6 and turn this dial to the blue click number matching the result. Okay, the attack mode has 3 different point values you can play it at. There's 350, 250, and 150. All of his powers seem to have just standard powers. And then there's an attack program dial, which, am I missing something? Okay, I see. Each dial has the defense mode and then the attack program dial. Use the opposite dial for its program dial. For the attack, it's going to have a special attack, and it's going to be secondary threat analysis. When Alpha Class Sentinel attack mode has 2 action tokens, it can use Incapacitate as a free action. Then for a defense special, it has Inertial Retaliation Field. When Alpha Class Sentinel attack mode takes damage from an attack, deal the attacker penetrating damage equal to half of the damage taken. And it has a special damage power. Threat Engagement Package. Alpha Class Sentinel attack mode can use a multi-attack ability. Packs a lot of different abilities with the additional dial that's off of his base, and he starts off really well. He has plasticity, he has a 13 attack with pulse wave, a 16 defense with invincible, which, you know, that's going to protect him from some high-end damage. And then he has a 6 with exploit weakness. These littler guys, they have, for the attack mode, he has a 9 range with 3 targets, and sharpshooter, and has indomitable. When he's in defense mode, we'll go over that with my son.
The defense mode Alpha Class Sentinel, he also has 2 traits. His first trait is named Perfect Defense. If Alpha Class Sentinel defense mode makes an attack, after actions resolve, deal it 1 unavoidable damage. At the beginning of your turn, roll a d6 and turn the Alpha Class Sentinel defense program dial to the blue click number matching the result. Alpha Class Sentinel defense mode can use the powers indicated, and when a standard power on the dial has a black border. Instead, opposing characters cannot use that power to target Alpha Class Sentinel defense mode. His second trait, Mutant Detected, give Alpha Class Sentinel defense mode a free action when it has no actions. Replace Alpha Class Sentinel defense mode with Alpha Class Sentinel attack mode when or on the same click number as if it began the starting line, on the same starting line. When you do roll a d6, turn this dial to the blue click number matching the result. He has all standard powers except for 4. His first special power is a movement power called Stealth Field. When Alpha Class Sentinel defense mode is adjacent to a square of blocking terrain, lines of fire drawing to it is blocked. His second special is his attack special, Inhabitor Field. Opposing characters within 6 squares cannot give power actions. For his defense special, Sentinel Shield, Alpha Class Sentinel defense mode can use Mastermind. When he does, friendly characters with the robot keyword and within 4 squares are considered adjacent. His last special power for his damage special is Summon Reinforcements. Give Alpha Class Sentinel defense mode a power action when it has 1 or more action tokens in place. A number 1 Sentinel in an adjacent square on its orange starting line. And that's all of his powers.
While he was doing that, I was playing around, switching around pieces, gave him the battle damage, and then gave him the little tendril. Then we have the scenario pack comes with a bunch of pogs, a bunch of horde tokens, which are human protesters, mutant protesters, a couple of sentinels. We have sentinel hunters, sentinel sentries. Then we have more protesters. And it also comes with 2 ultra heavies, 4 heavies, and 4 light objects. I'm not really going to go over what each of the horde tokens do. Going to review the map. Let me set these back here. Throw this away. I didn't see anything that actually had a scenario, so I don't know why it's called a scenario pack. The previous scenario packs actually had rules on how to do a certain scenario, where this one, I didn't see anything in the box and didn't see anything listed with the cards. Okay, this map here It's a South Bronx Mutant Internment Center outdoors. It to me it looks like a back alley that has a graveyard in it. You have on one side you have the starting area. There's some walls where the starting area are, and it moves on out. And then there's graveyards on either side. There's a driveway. Looks like a back alley. It's all crumbled up. You have on the other side. You have your starting area. You have 2 elevated buildings and a bunch of hindering over here. Not as much hindering as down here. You didn't go up. Pretty close access points to get up on top of the roofs for you guys on this side. On the other side, it is the Baxter Building, Sentinel headquarters. It's an indoor map. There's no special rules or anything. You have blocking terrain on either corner. There's a bunch of hindering, and you have one main room, pretty much to the middle of the map. It's a little off to the side with a bunch of hindering. Then there's this blocking right here. Then you have a couple little offices, another blocking terrain, and some more hindering in the offices. Alright. Now we're going to move on. We're going to move on to our Deadpool brick. We're going to do this fairly. We're each going to get a die and a roll to see who gets which packs to open. And we'll do them consecutively. Like, he'll roll one, I'll roll one. And then we're just going to go back and forth until we have all the packs divvied out. We should each have 5 at the end. And then when we open them, I'll open a pack. I'll discuss what I pulled, show off what I pulled, and then I'll have him open a pack. Grab that plastic. We're gonna start from the front. It's gotta be the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And we each have a D10 to roll. I'm going to have my son roll first.
I got number 8.
So these were odds, these were evens, so 8's going to be right here. I'm going to roll. I rolled a 5. So it's going to be 1, 3, 5.
I rolled a 4.
You're going to get that one. I rolled a 3.
I got a reroll. I got 8. 5 is taken.
Yeah.
2.
Alright. We need 1, 6, 7, 9, and 10. So I got 6.
Got a reroll. Reroll again.
1, 7, 9, or 10.
7.
So you're going to get that one. When we get to the last 2, we're just going to do odds and even. Man. 6, 4, 6, 2. You know what? Might have to roll. Nope, no. 9, and then odd and even. So odd, which means I get that back. I'm going to start off, I'm just going to pick one. I'm going to pick the one on the end. I'm going to scoot those over. just undo the tape at the top. And then opening the pack. In this pack, I'm going to pull out the cards. I pulled a super rare. I pulled Speed Demon. Pulled Deadpool with his word bubble, which is fourth wall. What fourth wall? Anaconda, Calling Wing, and the Prime Professor. So we got 2 primes out of the case, which means we probably don't have a chase. But, oh well. Having technical difficulties. You got it? Jesse.
I already got the tape. It's just inside.
You just gotta yank it.
I pulled Weapon X Scientist, Anaconda, Black Cat, number 1, and Constructor. And there's 2 commons, 2 uncommons, and 1 rare in this pack.
I'm actually surprised by that pack though, with it having a super and a chase and a prime though. I don't see that often. My next pack, opening up. Alright, I wound up pulling Blink, Flag Smasher, Vamp, Dogpool with his I'm Gonna Lick Your Hand War Bubble, and Agent X out of that pack. We have the keys.
Okay, we pulled Deadpool with his word bubble called Noogie, Misty Knight, Silver Sable, Elektra, and who is that?
That's
Thor.
Deadpool. Deadpool with the Thor's hammer. Well, not really Thor's hammer, but.
And the word bubble with it, Hammer Time. And it's a super rare.
So that's 2 super rares we've pulled so far, and 1 prime. Huh?
What's brown?
What do you mean what's brown?
This is brown.
It's a super rare. It's gold, not brown. If you want, just cut the tape on all of yours. That's what I just did. That way it saves a little bit of time. I'm already making this a little bit long with doing multiple. And actually we did get a chase. And one of the chases I wanted. Alright. We got Chase Venom. The zombie Venom. I was looking forward to pulling one of him and or Sabretooth. They're the only 2 out of them that I wanted. Then Black Talon, which a lot of people are telling me is a really good piece now. People weren't reading him correctly, I guess, when it first was reviewed online. Have Siren, Calling Wing, and Ultimatum Soldier.
My pack, there's another super, and it's
Typhoid Mary and Bloody Mary. She has switch click base to swap between the 2.
there's Paladin, Weasel, Daredevil, and a Hand Ninja.
Mama and me helped open your tape on those. So, moving on. My next pack, I pulled Mercy, Punisher, Agent Zero, Ultimatum Soldier, and Spider-Bot Mark 1.
my pack, I got Humbug, Weapon X, Animus, Kid Pool with his word bubble, Broccoli, Why Can't It Be Meat, and Genesis.
So, this brick is actually a really good brick. Pulled a prime and a chase in one brick. Alright. For this pack, I pulled Grasshopper, Lady Bullseye, which she's kind of knocked over because of Grasshopper, Hammerhead, Calling Wing, and Secret Empire Agent.
And for my last pack, I got a Hand Ninja, Humbug, Blind Owl, Domino, and Bullseye.
Overall, I enjoyed pulling the stuff that we did. We've already opened a case and a half in the outside of doing the videos, and I was missing the Bullseye. I was missing the Thor, Deadpool, and a couple of these other figures, and I'm really happy to have pulled the Typhoid Mary. That's one of the figures I was still looking for, and Blink, and also the Chase, because that was one of the two that I was trying to get a hold of. In this brick, pulling both a Prime, the Professor, and the Chase, I was actually surprised about, because a lot of the videos that I have seen people doing unboxing, they either get out of a brick either a Chase or a Prime, and the brick that we opened out of this case, we had already pulled a Prime, which was Evil Deadpool, so I wasn't expecting to pull another Prime. But everybody complains about the Professor, but I need him for my Weapon X teams, so. But we'll play some games some time in the future and wind up posting them. So, later.